Hello, friends. William with Believe Unlimited here again. Today's topic, thought long and hard about this one. Actually, it's my I will never list, and I'm not sure if you've ever had one, or if you may have had one or still have one. And mine isn't really, I don't have that list anymore. I do have a list of it, and it's right here, and we'll get to it shortly. But just the thought of an I will never list, how I came to having this list in the first place was I felt that it was important to set boundaries for myself and state those things that I will accept in my life and those things I will never accept in my life. And that was before I understood the power of focus and the power of focusing on something. Giving energy to it actually draws it to me. It doesn't keep me from it. So my never list has really gone through some amazing transformations and crazy stuff. Most of these I knew when I was young. Things like I will never drink. And that was something that was a core belief when I was really young. Didn't necessarily see or have all of that negative experiences with anyone drinking. It just was a desire of mine to never drink. Well, I did that. I've drank a lot at times, and at times I haven't. I was never going to do drugs. No, I haven't done a lot, but I have done drugs at a few times. I was never going to smoke, and I've done that. I was definitely never going to live in a city, and I will not live in Calgary, and I've done that. I'll never live in Edmonton, and I've done that. Those are just two local cities that I chose when I was young never to do, and I've done both of them. And then we get to the big core beliefs that when I get married, I will never get a divorce. I've done that. I will never go bankrupt. I will always pay my debts. I would never do that. Yes, I have. I will never break the law or be in trouble with the law or be arrested or end up in jail. That's a good one, to never be that. And I've done that. And there's stories behind all of these, so that's the interesting part. I'll never be a religious person. And I've done that. And I don't mean having faith. I mean being a religious person. You know, one of them real annoying people? I've done that. I have no issue with someone having faith. The religious people that hound you and bug you and tell you need to be saved over, I've done that. I will never cheat on my partner. I've done that. I'll never have a one-night stand. I've done that. I'm not saying any of my list is I'm proud that I accomplished the things on my never list. The quite opposite. I am not proud of any of the things on my never list. But what it's really taught me is that saying never about something that I really I have control over it, but even focusing on it enough to say I will never actually is what draws it to me. And, you know, there's many, many more on my list, some of which I won't even share. They're actually, I may share in a different format than this, but there are great experiences, because never didn't mean that there was anything wrong with me if I did these. But I had a judgment at the time of creating these that there was something wrong with those other people that did those things on my never list, because I was better than they were. I wasn't like them. I'd never be a homeless person. And that is the greatest gift I've ever attracted to me. Because if you ever want to be humbled and get to where you realize that I am no better than someone else and they're no better than me, if you ever want to be humbled, I highly recommend being homeless. It will change your perspective, not only on the homeless, which our perspective on the homeless needs to be changed, but it also will change your perspective on thinking that I am better than somebody else, because I've never lived their experience. And the greatest power I've ever experienced has been to be in the place of having nothing, not even access to my children, to having nothing was actually truly the most powerful point of my life. Because in that moment when I was there, I was still able to be me and to connect with another human being, to talk to them, to raise their own belief in who they are, and that this period in their life is as temporary as that experience was in my life. And that was the most humbling thought. And maybe along the way, I can never help anyone else. And maybe along the way, I can never create financial freedom for myself. And maybe along the way, I could never give back to all those who are there for me. Because the nevers in life are only probabilities. And given focus and attention, we can achieve those. So never make a never list unless you really want it. And that's my topic today. You'll never disappoint me. You'll never be too much for me, because I will never be strong and be there for you. Never is having fun with possibilities. And I don't even use the words never again or never in my vocabulary at this point, because I actually now make fun of it. It's a joy. It's kind of an inside joke for me, that I know I can choose to attract anything I want. And when I focus on it, it comes to me. And I don't have to have a never list. I can just choose to focus on what I do want and attract even the things that I don't know I want, but I get value from anyways. So what's on your never list? Do you even have one? Have you ever had one? And does it shock you that you've had so many of those things on there if you ever had one? Crazy thoughts to ponder. This is William. I want you to remember, you stay awesome.